My hand's stable, I feel able to turn the tables, I could do this. Just keep moving, keep your hands up, stupid. I feel lucid, a new viewing. I can see the end, I can see my future, I can view it. It's right there for the taking. Everything I've ever wanted, dreams are just waiting. I just gotta fight for it, willing to die for it, willing to like sort of.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000, it still sucks. This is Philip J. Price, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show, your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Drunk Turkey Show. How you doing, Big Blue?
Doing good. Just trying to make this work today, guys. I got internet issues here again, so I'm working off my phone. So
It's all right, my man. We understand. But, I want to do a special shout out before we start. I got something in the mail today by one of our viewers. Her name is Katina. She's from Arkansas, and she sent in, it's probably going to be a little bit invisible in some spots, but it's a, what is it, like a tumbler?
yeah,
I think that's what they're called. This one says Daniel J on the side of it. Really cool. We appreciate you sending that to us. The baby got one, Big Blue got one, and so did Hyman. And they'll be getting here pretty soon. But I want to say thank you to Katina for sending that out. That was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll definitely be using mine. I like cups like that.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. You know what I'm saying? Keep your drinks cold, the whole nine yards. But we got I guess an ongoing investigation that's currently happening right now out in Pennsylvania near West Chesterfield, something like that. Let me pull it up real quick. Chester County. And so basically, let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting story, man. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, it was. I'm trying to figure out. I put these all in different order, but all right, let's continue. So, Danelo Cavalcante, basically, he escaped from prison about a week ago. He's 34 years old, light skinned, 5 foot tall, about 120 pounds, shaggy black hair and brown eyes. I'll pull up a picture of him here in a second. He escaped from the prison that he was at for. Apparently, he had been convicted for murder and was awaiting, to go to the state prison. What are your thoughts, first and foremost, about the fact he was able to escape, and he's been on the loose for the last 7 days, Blue?
I think that's pretty crazy because, I've heard of other people escaping, but the way he escaped was pretty crazy. Like, I've seen people do that trick to get out of the prison. I thought they would have more security and more, more protection from them being able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a maximum prison or anything like that. In fact, I think he committed a crime he was just recently found guilty of those charges. And I guess the law in Pennsylvania goes that you have like 30 days before they move the prisoner to the state penitentiary, because in case there's some sort of appeal or things of that nature. I think that's what I understood about it.
Okay.
But this is the guy that ended up escaping out. Danilo. Yeah, his last name's kind of hard to pronounce. This is what he looks like. He has long, shaggy hair. I think this is a better representation of what he looks like right now. Right. And so let's get into this. So
Cavalcante
originally came to the United States illegally after fleeing Brazil to Puerto Rico. U.S. Marshals said that he arrived on a boat into New York from Puerto Rico. Do you have thoughts or opinions on that, Big Blue? Another crime committed by somebody who's not supposed to be in this country.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Puerto Rico does also have border patrol, so he went to border patrol twice. Because there is a border patrol outpost in Puerto Rico because they're U.S. Residents.
Yeah,
And
and
then
and here's the thing though, Cavalcante is the reason why he fled Brazil, because apparently he committed another murder in 2017, and he fled Brazil to Puerto Rico to escape that charge. So this isn't a guy that was fleeing because of, he was, looking for some sort of sanctuary or things of that nature. He was fleeing because he was he was wanted for murder in his country.
yeah, he was. I think everybody else is seeking asylum. He wasn't seeking asylum. He just didn't want to go to jail. He was running.
Yeah, 100%. And so why was he in prison this time? Cavalcante was sentenced to life in prison, was awaiting a transfer to prison. He was convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend in front of her kids by stabbing her 38 times. Cavalcante was captured in Virginia after the passings, and authorities say they believe he was trying to return to Brazil. Prosecutors believe that the reason for, the assault on the ex-girlfriend was to stop her from telling police about the charges against him in Brazil in connection with the 2017 incident. So this guy is basically he has a history of convicting very violent crimes, allegedly. I don't know if he's found guilty in the first one. I know he was found guilty with his ex-girlfriend. So, he's been convicted of at least one person's life being taken.
Yeah. And this is a very dangerous individual if he did that to somebody he potentially loved. And it wasn't just like one stabbing. 38 times is a lot of times, man.
Yeah, man,
some
that's a
hatred,
lot.
man. There's some anger there with that and then in front of her kids, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude. And they were apparently, not to get too graphic or anything, but apparently the kids were like yelling at him to stop and things like that. So they were actively seeing this occur. It's just extremely unfortunate. So about a week ago, I think it was the 31st, Canelo escaped prison, and we found out today this is the manner in which he was able to get on the roof and eventually flee out. So he's walking up. It's hard to see from this camera. It's kind of bright. So he basically just scales the wall, jumps on top of the roof, and is able to get out. Don't you think there would be a camera or something at that door, Blue?
Yeah, I think there'd be like more of a camera facing this way, and then the crazy part about it is like, where are the guards? You know what I mean? Normally there's guards watching these guys, but
Well,
I think that's never.
Well, not only that, I mean, this camera caught him. Isn't there somebody watching the cameras?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the central guard tower. It's supposed to be watching all the cameras.
This isn't the first escape from this prison. Apparently, he had another person had escaped just a month prior. Now, the difference between why that person was caught so quickly and Danelo wasn't was because of the fact that those guards that you mentioned in the first prior escape, which happened in a very similar fashion, the watch guard saw the escapee and reported it in. They were able to detain the guy within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Challenge Daily says, I hope they get this guy quickly. Thank you.
Me too. I mean, I've been reading about this case since like Saturday, and I guess they thought they had him surrounded on Saturday, and it's already Wednesday. So hopefully, um, he gets caught soon. I hear that he's broken into some houses to get some supplies, so he's out there on the run for reals.
Oh yeah, yeah, and this guy should be considered very dangerous. I found another video that's a little bit shows the escape a little bit easier or better. Do you think this guy off here to the right is some sort of like watch? Because look,
Yeah,
like it doesn't show it all the way over here, but you see his shadow come, and then he turns around and is watching out. Watch, let's
yeah. I
look at
think
that again.
in some of the other videos, you actually see him like turn around and like the lookout.
Yeah, he looks like a lookout. This guy looks over. Watch, you see that? Yeah, this was
Yeah.
definitely orchestrated. So he right there, he's looking towards where the area or the direction of the camera, right? And this guy you can see a shadow. He's walking towards this hallway, stops, and then turns around and faces backwards, right? So to me, I think this is a lookout.
Oh yeah, because they
You
were
can see his
kind of like
shadow.
walking together, and then he stayed behind.
See, as soon as he clears, he's gone. That guy leaves. That
Yeah.
guy leaves as soon as he clears. See, he's there. You can see his shadow. He's cleared. He's gone. He leaves pretty quickly. It's not very. It look as you can see his approach. He just stops, turns around, and it hangs out. Hangs out. He was looking in this direction. Looks up. Begins his climb. Slips a little. Begins to climb, and then as soon as he's out of view, this guy takes off. Do you think that's a coincidence, Blue?
Yeah, I think I think he's a lookout. Now the crazy part about it is I thought I guess they were in county stuff. I thought they normally give them like really cheap like shoes. That way they like can't run and stuff. They're like flippers and stuff. But
You would think.
flippers.
I thought that they didn't give him like shoes with shoelaces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So interesting, man. It's unfortunate, dude. This guy's out there running free, terrorizing people.
And the crazy part about it is the guy that escaped from the same place, and they actually hired a consulting firm to analyze and see what could be done to prevent this from happening again. And it's like they were just giving away free money because the razor wire that they put didn't work.
No.
He escaped to the same place as the other guy.
Now, there's an active investigation for that corrections officer in that tower because he did not see the escape or report it, apparently. I think that means he was, this occurred early in the morning, right? At 8:30 a.m. is when, and this is the timeline of his escape. But at 8:30 a.m., Cavalcante's block entered the exercise yard. At 8:51, he escapes. Now, depending on when, change of, I don't know what their hours are at the prison. Are they doing 8s, 10s, 12s? When did they come in? How long have they been there for? Is it possible that this is somebody barely coming into work or about to leave, very tired? I think he may have fallen asleep, which is why he's on administrative leave pending the investigation. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a very likability answer because I actually talked to a lot of sheriffs that work at the jail, even here in town, and not a lot of people want to work that job. So they're really short-handed all the time, and they do 16s, I think.
Jeez.
And some days it's like mandatory overtime for that week, so they get 1 day off per week. So if your weeks land together, you're working 11 days straight of 16-hour days. These guys, you can be exhausted.
I can see that being an issue here. Being exhausted. The other possibility is, could he have been involved? Now,
I don't think he would want to be involved because they're gonna find out right away that he's missing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't find
Or-
out for a while. I mean, almost a little over an hour is when they found out that he had escaped. Now,
yeah,
I don't think he was in on it because Danelo doesn't fit the like, why would somebody help him escape? He's not part of a drug cartel or worth a lot of money. He escaped Brazil, because he was under he had charges against him for a slaying that happened out there. He wasn't coming out here because he was some sort of drug pin or any of those things that you would typically hear from when you have a person who is assisting an inmate escape, right? Who is a guard. Those are the type of situations you see. Usually you see them, coming under the spell or under the wing or guise of the gang life, whether it's cartel or other gangs or mafia,
yeah,
it doesn't matter, right? And I don't think that Danilo had that. I don't think that fits this situation, in my opinion. I think it's more likely that the guard.
yeah. I think it's like the only times you ever hear them escaping and get helped by guards is there's money involved, or they're like holding their family, hostage. Somebody
Mhm.
with money or connected to somebody, or they fell in love, and so it might be number three with these guys. But I don't know. No, I'm just joking. But I probably shouldn't. But um,
But
I think
here's the
it's just
thing.
coincidence.
I know it's coincidence. Yeah, I think he fell asleep because there's the other thing is like, well, maybe he was distracted, right? Maybe he was on his phone. But prison guards aren't allowed to take their phones in. They must leave them
Yeah,
outside. Now they go through the same sort of maybe not the same sort of search as a inmate would, but they have to get go through a metal detector and things like that. So that way they don't bring anything or contraband if they end up becoming they end up turning over or what. So I think the most logical explanation in the situation is probably the falling asleep aspect of it.
yeah.
So
That could have
let's
been a
let
good idea.
what's that?
I said that's a good idea. I think it could be that, or I don't know how many guards they have for how many inmates were out there, and maybe he was just watching the other side of the field. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Just me says some of these cases have shown some mistakes, but not corruption. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there was corruption involved in this situation. I think it was more of a mistake or failure to do something. I don't think it was as far as him being involved or her. I don't know if the prison guard was male or female. But let's break
yeah,
down the escape timeline. So 8:33, his block entered the exercise yard. 8:51, he escapes by crab crawling up the wall. We just saw that, pushing his way through razor wire, which is the wire that you mentioned earlier, as far as what they felt was enough to prevent people from escaping after a prior escape similar to this one. Running across the roof and pushing his way through some more razor wire. At 9:35, Cavalcante's block returns to the unit from the yard. Officers on Cavalcante's block notify Central Control of the missing inmate. 9:48, officers informed Central Control that Cavalcantes was missing. There was a belief that he was in a phone visiting room, but he was not there. Okay, so you have a guard asleep, possibly, or a guard that didn't see the escape, right? Whose duty solely is to make sure that nobody crosses that yard, right? Or escapes during the time when it's are outside, and you should probably be most alert because that's the likelihood of something going to happen if there's going to be a fight, if there's going to be uh, any kind of situation, right? Then
yeah.
you have a report that they believe that he was in the phone visiting room. Now, why would they believe that? Do you think they just assume that, or do you think that a guard told them that?
Yeah, I think that's like they couldn't find him, so like, well, maybe he's over there, kind of assumption, or
Uh,
maybe that lookout said, "Hey, he's in the visiting room." That way, they give him more time.
that's
But
possible.
it it all varies on what actually happened. And
Yeah.
I don't think these guys have body cams. Maybe they do. They should. They should, because these guys. I mean, I feel bad for guards, man. I don't blame them. He probably either was watching another section of the field, or maybe he did fall asleep because he's tired and they're being overworked. But I know some of these guys. They say they know these guys for years. This is a short-term place, but the guys
Yeah.
I talk to work at the long-term place, and somebody might have got bad news on the phone, and they'd be walking around by knowing you for years and just clobber you right in the face just because they're mad
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Seen it happen hundreds of times over the years that I worked.
But
They
I
come to
mean,
my work for treatment, so
even if it's true, right? Let's just say that at you know at 9:35 when they come back in from the yard and they realize that somebody's missing. 28. I mean, that's what 20 minutes later, 23 minutes later is where officers in central control. That's when they noticed he was missing. There was a belief that he was in the phone visiting room, so that belief had to have been from 9:35 to 9:48. So for about 13 minutes, that he didn't show up, assume this. Don't you think that they would have contacted, an officer in the phone visiting room area and said, "Hey, we have an inmate
yeah,
missing from our area. Is he over there?" Even, I mean, I don't take the word of another inmate. That shouldn't be the protocol. You should
yeah,
always, in that situation where there's somebody missing, you need to, follow protocols. And I don't think asking other inmates of the whereabouts of a certain particular prisoner is in protocol there.
yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure that they checked everywhere they could before they sounded the alarm that somebody went missing. That's a
Yeah.
big failure. You know what I mean? They probably
Oh
checked
yeah.
all the restrooms and stalls and probably every bunk before they even said something to the head commander.
Yeah.
But
Probably so. So at 9:50, the prison was locked down and a special count was conducted. And at 10:01, the public escape siren was sounded and the 911 center was notified. So it took them approximately 11 minutes for them to do the count, make sure that everybody was accounted for. And apparently they had one guy missing, and for them to turn on the siren, which was approximately an hour and 11 minutes at least, 10 minutes or so, where he had escaped or was believed to have escaped. So it gave him a pretty good head start. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, they gave him an hour, is quite a bit of time,
So let's
especially if maybe he had planned it.
yeah, let's take a look at the area here. I did some map work earlier today, and well, let's look at it. So this is the Chester County Prison and where he escaped from. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, do you think it was right here? Looks like a door there. Looks like a wall like he could climb up from and then get on this roof.
Yeah,
You see that door? But I don't
yeah.
know if
Said he climbed
that's,
up the wall. Yeah,
I don't know if this is the spot or not. Be anywhere here. I was just looking at different areas. I honestly don't know exactly which spot he climbed out of. But when I was looking at this prison, this part caught my eye. This door and these two walls here. Right?
yeah, yeah. It's hard to tell because the in the picture it looked brown brick, and you can't tell the color of the brick.
Dilly Pickle says, if you keep playing the video, you can see his reflection in the door as he jumps onto the ground. Really? All right. I'm going to have to find the longer version of that video. So I think he climbs up here. Now, he is spotted for the first time at 9:40 a.m. So before the sirens, before everything, somebody spots him walking southbound on South Wawasset Road at 9:40 a.m. Now, my assumption is that, I mean, where do you think would be the fastest route there, Big Blue? Like, if I'm pointing this out, my assumption is that he would probably.
If I was him, I would hit the tree line first.
No, I know. I'm
Hit the
trying to
tree
find
line.
a.
You're out of visual.
So you think right here, but that's right in front of that watch guard tower. There's a tree line there, and up here you have a guarded area. They were fixing to come in from rec. Not sure where.
It's probably back there where the basketball courts are.
Where's the basketball courts? I don't see them.
It looks like right there in the back, to the right. Those are
This?
the basketball courts. They're painted. No, in front of that. Run to the left. I don't know.
What is that? That's weird.
Probably another tower.
I don't see the basketball courts. Here?
Go to the right. Right there. See all that paint? It looks to me.
This stuff?
Don't look like park. Yeah.
No, that's AC equipment.
Okay. That's why I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, no, that's AC equipment, my man.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
right.
roof.
You're right. Now I see it. I see the rooftop now.
Yeah. So, I mean, where does he go? I mean, I know that the guy was asleep, right? But I mean, this tower here, you usually should have two guards in, one facing one way, one facing the other. Right? And I mean, you got a pretty good dang view from here southbound where he was walking. I mean, if you go a straight line from here to right here, what is that? Let me backspace this real quick. All right, let me delete that. Oh no, I know what I'm doing. I need to measure, not mark it. Where's my measuring tape? There it is. And we'll go with miles. So from the end of the prison, just walking in a straight line is about a mile. He could come in at any point here because this entire road that I'm following right here with the is South Wawaset Road. So he doesn't necessarily have to be this far. But you're looking at a quarter mile. And it took him an hour or so to get to wherever he was at. So is it possible he went a different way?
I possibly went through that backside, but I just stayed around the tree line and just kept hiding. But it's crazy how he went back on the road and they saw him on cameras. If he would have gone the other way, he could just kept going down tree lines. But
see, I think if he ran through the road here, I mean, if he jumped down, see, I don't know where he jumped up into. You know what I'm saying? It could have been in any of these places, but he ran through a couple of roofs and then jumped on the ground. And they said that he went over two pieces of barbed wire.
Razor.
One of them being on a fence.
Yeah.
I think he probably ran through here. Like that, along this fence and got out. Reason being is that's a pretty good distance from the watchtower. And a direct shot to the watchtower. Let's see from that window, this is your view that you would have from here to here. And then if you got into the trees, it's not that far. He should be able to see. But you see what I'm saying? I think there's a good possibility he exited out this way and went to the most wooded area.
That's what he should. Logically, that's what he should do. Because that way he has more cover. Because if he You can see. I mean, he's wearing the white shirt, so you can see white unless he like used his shirt on the barbed wire and left his shirt behind. Because in those photos, he is shirtless. So he probably just laid his shirt across the barbed wire just to jump it.
Yeah, but there's other. Well, I don't know if it's the same shirt or not. You know, in the other video or images, it appears that he has broken into a couple of places. Blue
2 houses
rounded
for sure.
blue round structures. So he ends up coming out this way. He's seen the 31st here on 11:30 p.m. September 1st. There's a possible break-in at 10:35 Ballin Tree Lane, which is out here. Okay, so seen up here. Let me I'll mark it. Seen here, travel down, and is over here. And this is at 11:30, somebody broke in, possible break-in. It's unsure if it was in fact him or not, but you know, he's seen with a duffel bag, he's seen with a backpack, he's seen with a couple of different things. It's not impossible that he'd broken into a couple of places. Remember, this was Labor Day weekend, if I remember correctly. And there's a good possibility that a lot of these folks were gone for the holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're down by the lake or the beach.
Mm-hmm. Also on Friday, September 1st at 11:40 p.m., there is a break-in here. Guy named Ryan Dermond apparently is woken up to the sounds of somebody in his downstairs area ruffling around. He wakes his wife up. He goes and checks on his kids. And then he goes downstairs where he visually sees Danelo, and he turns on the light to try to scare him off. Danelo turns the light off. I guess there's a switch on either end of the wall or whatever. Yeah. The dude eventually ends up leaving and walking out. And as he's walking out, Ryan sees Danilo put Ryan's hat on as he's leaving. So he took some things. He also took some food, some peas, and things of that nature. So we have him basically staying in the same area for the first day. Right? He's seen on this street right here, which is the this is the next day actually on Saturday, September 2nd. East 1800 block of Lenape Road. Right? So the first day he walks southbound. It appears that he's in this area, probably hiding amongst the trees here for the first day. There's quite a bit of bodies of water out here as well. There's one right here. There's quite a few creeks that he spotted next to. But on Saturday he's spotted walking. Now it doesn't say the direction that he was walking, but just around in this area. Now, I can't remember. I had it, but I think I put the wrong date because it wasn't September 1st. I think it was like the 2nd or the 3rd. I think it was the 3rd that he spotted on a trail cam under a bridge heading north at 8:21 and then coming back south at 9:33. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the September 1st. I think that was the 3rd or the 4th. And what ended up happening that day, though, was there was a lot of concentration in this area, Big Blue, and the law enforcement really thought he was in this area. You had the burglaries in the area. You had reports of him being in the area on September 3rd. Yeah, it was September 4th when he was seen on that camera. But on September 3rd, he's actually spotted by a trooper between these two houses. right? And he takes off back into the woods. So police have this plan, and the plan is that they're going to throw in a lot of lights and sirens in one direction and have a lot of officers coming in the other direction in stealth mode with night vision, trying to force him to run away from the lights into the officers with the night vision. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But on that day, I think that happened at around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock ish on the 4th. And that day just so happens that he spotted on the trail cam first walking north, heading towards, the area that he had been in. And then he's heading back south about an hour and 10 minutes later. I think he may have came close.
Yeah, he finally got spooked.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I think he got close to where these guys were doing their show of lights, trying to get him to run one direction. He had already left and turned back around and walked this direction. Let me pull up. I want to pull up those images. I'm not sure if I had sent them yet. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let me pull it up real quick. So this is the image of.
I thought with a few days passing, I thought he would.
You thought what?
Yeah, that's it. I said with a few days passing, I thought he would have been gone by now, but he's sticking around. Because he knows that they probably have roadblocks up ahead and stuff.
I don't think he's no longer in the area, to be honest with you. I'll tell you why when we're done. I think he's fled. I'll tell you how he's fled. But this is him walking in one direction. You can see he has a backpack on. You see the straps, and then you see a duffel bag here. I don't know what this item is. You can see the backpack and the duffel bag when he's walking away. And what also appears to be a sweatshirt that may have been in the duffel bag or the backpack as he's walking. Or I mean, he may have taken it when, he may have taken it when he maybe broke into a house or something. Anything stick out to you, Big Blue, in these images?
No, the bag looks like the one on the right hand looks like the one he had on already. So it looks like the one he's carrying on his right shoulder. So it looks like the same person.
Yeah, it's the same person, but
I mean,
it's definitely the same person. It's just an hour difference. Now, what I don't see is a hat. Ryan, the guy that said that this guy broke into his house, stole a hat and amongst other items, but remember seeing him putting on a white hat as he left his residence. I don't see a white hat on him.
Maybe he dumped it knowing that he was seen, or it's in his bag.
It could be in his bag. I just assume with how hot it's been and where he's at in the humidity area and things of that nature that he'd wear a hat to shield his face. Now, this is taken at night, so he may not be wearing a hat at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, during the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's a good photos of him. He was in that area that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I think he's trying to make it to a bigger city, right? Yeah, so they're mapping it.
Well, when he committed the assault on his ex-girlfriend that took her life, they suspect that he was heading back to Brazil. Now, he got to America by going through New York by boat.
Yeah.
From Puerto Rico, so that he might try to head back towards New York to get a boat going back the other way. You know what I mean? Like if they're dropping him off one way, they got to go back to go get more, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's trying to hitch ride back. That's where I would probably be looking if I thought he was no longer in the area. But let's pull this back up. Give me a second. For some reason,
Yeah, so I think he would get. He'd be either. I think he'd be heading more towards the southern border just to walk across. But there's a lot of, more. We have more people watching the border now, so we'll see.
Maybe. I mean, he's not that far from the coast.
Most people will go hide in big cities for a while until it dies down.
I mean, Philadelphia ain't far. Philadelphia ain't far.
Yeah. You can go hide in a big city for a while until things die down. People won't recognize him once he grows his hair out a little bit. There's so many homeless encampments. They don't watch the news most of the time. I mean, they don't know what's going on.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I'll fix it later. So on September 5th, somebody is caught on camera. Where'd it go? Right here. So September 5th, in this area, a lady calls police because she thinks that she sees her ex-husband in her yard, and he's not allowed to be there. Officers go out there, look for somebody in that area, and they come to the conclusion that they don't know, I guess, if Danilo was the guy that was in the area on camera or not, but they do end up thinking that he was in the area. And then he's spotted running through the woods on September 5th at 6:30 p.m. out over here near Brandywine Creek. So a lot of folks have been saying that he's been hanging around the Brandywine Creek or different creeks and just kind of walking around the different bodies of water, which is why he's kind of just staying in the area instead of like leaving. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
He's following the rivers.
A little bit, but
no, it's my internet, man. It's been acting up. So can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
He's been walking in circles, following the rivers and the creeks, right? September 5th, he's seen up here walking towards the Brandywine Creek. Why I think that's important is because right here, if you continue the Brandywine Creek, you get to this area, which is where let me pull it up. Where you have trains that come through and sometimes have to stop here at this Ace place. From what I've read, for about 15 minutes at a time sometimes. I think there's a possibility that he entered this train now. I know that the law enforcement said that they've cleared and checked some trains in the area. I don't know. I mean, I think that might have been one of the places that I went to. And it does kind of lead you to think that maybe perhaps this guy is more intelligent than you think. Let's put everything in perspective again. He stays in the area. He's able to, there's many a times where he's in this area here and police are going in there and they're not able to find him. And he's able to get past them. In fact, one time a trooper saw him. Now the trooper said, or apparently they gave chase, but because of the terrain, they couldn't keep up with him or whatever the case may be. I think the guy either fell down or was overweight and just couldn't keep up with the guy. What are your thoughts?
I mean, if he was in his car and you saw him from a far distance and get the head start, by the time you get out of your car and try to take off, you're going to lose him and not be able to find him in those trees if he runs to the tree line. And he just starts hiding right away. I'm surprised though that they haven't got a hound dog yet. They have it sent from the jail. They have
it's too. I think
it's still going to be on you, but maybe he's washing up in the creeks. and
I
trying to
think,
get the scent off him. But he's been in that jail for a while.
yeah, but is it possible that it's too hot to have the dogs out? I know that's been an excuse for like some of the technology that they have, like the night vision, things of that nature. They said that they can't, put it out there because it's too hot and those pieces of equipment are overheating.
Yeah. I think maybe they might, if they know he's in a certain area, maybe they need to get some drones out there. That's how they found that kid a while back when he got lost in the woods. Is they set some drones out, and they I think they put heat vision and they found them with the
Mm.
heat. So maybe they have to do it at night with some drones. I don't know. There's a lot of new techniques that are out there that should be able to help them out.
I know that they've had helicopters in the
Have
area.
they mentioned it?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Have they mentioned
Have they
what?
mentioned if the FBI or anybody else got involved? Have the FBI or anybody else got involved?
I believe like certain federal agencies have. I think like Border Patrol was one of them. U.S. Marshals. I'm not sure if the FBI have, but they may have. I think they probably would have assisted. I don't think they would have taken over this case themselves.
Yeah, I think they'll leave it to the troopers.
Paula says he isn't going to take a train ride. Why not? I'm just curious.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
this guy from Adam, so I don't know if he's like afraid of trains or something. I don't know. If he goes
I see
underwater,
it all
he'll
the
wash his sin
time
away.
over here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if he's staying by the creeks, he's probably washing up more and getting the scent and covering up with the dirt and mud. And
Hmm.
the dogs do lose the scent over throughout the water. And for the train, I mean, up north, they don't have the same type of like stops that we do. You know what I mean? Down here, I
Yeah.
mean, here they stop the train, and then they got Border Patrol has like these little towers right next to the train, so they can look into every car. And they do find a lot of people, but up there, I don't think they have those kind of towers to be able to look into the top of the train. So they would have to manually get up and down every box cart to be able to look.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as if I've ever been to this area of Pennsylvania, I have not. The areas that I have been to were mainly around Pittsburgh. And then I've stayed in a place called Du Bois, Pennsylvania, on a golf course that's out there. That's freaking amazing. And then I've gone to Latrobe, Pennsylvania. That area is beautiful as well. But one thing that I can tell from this area as well is this place it's very wooded. It's very nice. Have you been out there, Big Blue?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just no, I haven't. I'm not sure if it's just me that hears it glitchy, or maybe it just maybe the the chat can say it, but it was pretty glitchy. I couldn't hear most. I know you say you've only been around the Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area, but not much around the other areas.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call my freaking internet company. This is horrible.
Yeah, my internet.
I had to get a new router here recently, and I thought that was gonna fix these issues, but it clearly isn't. All right, so Sandy says that he probably sits in the water all day and then goes out at night. I thought that was going to be a possibility. I don't know what type of. I don't think there's any alligators or crocodiles in these waters up here up north. But I don't know if there's snakes or if there's any other type of animals that could be dangerous in the water moccasins, things like that. I'm not very familiar with the area, but yeah, I think that's quite a big possibility that maybe he's staying in the water or just in mud and then rinsing off, going out. It's a good possibility. The air temperatures is throwing heat sensors
And
off.
then
Yeah.
I think for yeah, yeah, it's been kind of warm the last couple of days, but they should do it maybe at night.
Yeah.
But it's hard for the drone drivers to be able to see at night. But maybe a certain time of night they go out there and try it out. They can cover a lot more areas.
Well, here's the thing: the times that he's spotted on camera have been at night. He's been spotted on a trail cam. He's been spotted on mostly just trail cam, on surveillance cameras, things like that, and it's been at night. So I can say that that's accurate. Let's see. I'm gonna try to find some of those. There was another where he came out on trail cam that we didn't watch that I want to pull up. Let's see. I think it was a trail cam. It could have been.
I mean, I saw that they also like they spotted him in some. Is that the trail cam that caught him like in that?
Whoa! Big Blue just disappeared. He'll be back. I guess it wasn't my internet. I guess it was Big Blue's. He'll be back. So this is the trail cam that caught him as well. And this is the one from the looks of that map is the one on September 2nd, the 1800 block of, I can't remember the name of the road, but yeah, this is at 1:43 a.m. September 2nd. Let's watch this. So you can see a guy creeping out of the back of this tree there. And he has a backpack with him. I'm going to replay that. In fact, Big Blue's coming in real quick. I'm going to put him on. All right, Big Blue. So you see this tree right here? This Christmas tree looking one in the center of the page where my cursor's kind of going over?
Yeah.
But just keep your eye on the center. You'll see him walk out. Ain't that creepy, man? That's pretty creepy. You see him?
No, I can't see it.
You don't see it? All right. So how can I put this? All right, you don't see that Christmas tree looking tree in the center that's lit up?
Yeah, I see that one.
All right, keep your eye on it.
Yeah.
It's because it darkens up. It darkens up as soon as he walks out. You know what? I'm going to blow this up even more for you, Blue. You see it?
Yeah, I'm using my phone, so I got the tiny little screen.
Well, so he's carrying, from this angle, you can see him carrying a backpack. He's holding out in front of him what looks like that duffel bag. His shoes his shoes look white.
Yeah.
Because they're very reflective to the light. So
yeah, I see him now. Yeah.
You can just see his walking. And whoever recorded this kind of freezes the image there for a little bit. That's just weird. That's weird. I don't know, man. So he's still on the loose, from what I understand. In fact, I'm going to double check right now, make sure that I'm not giving bad information there. But at the time of this recording, or at the start of this recording, he's not been captured. Let me see. Let me look up an update right now. Let's see if there's anything going on right now.
I haven't seen any like special bulletins pop up when I had YouTube on earlier, but like I said, my internet's down, so I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Stupid Google.
Yeah, it is what it is. Let me see.
They've been working.
What's that, Blue?
I said they've been working on the Google like all summer on and off, so it's they're working on it today. I saw the workers. So
Got you. I think it was your internet,
hopefully
Blue,
we
that
get
threw
better
it out.
internet.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. What's going on, Afton? So I'm just going through some of the comments. If you guys have any questions, please put them in now.
You're good on your side.
You know, I think what you're
It might be
hearing.
just mine. Like mine, my.
See, I pulled that up a while ago, and that
Like
just came
it's
up right
glitching
now.
on my side.
Yeah, I think it's just on your side, Blue.
Yeah,
The longer he stays out there,
my internet on my phone just can't keep.
that's not a big deal. We'll close it out soon. Inishu says, the longer he stays out there, the more dangerous he is to the public. He'll be getting desperate eventually. What do you think about that, Big Blue? What are your thoughts on him being out there longer? Oh man, looks like Big Blue's having some issues again. Let me check my email. I see that somebody sent some stuff. Check that out real quick. Well, Blue's we'll be back soon, I promise. All right, here he is. All right, Blue. Here's where he climbed up and escaped. And this is the closest brush. See, this makes a lot more sense. Let's pull up the maps again.
That's where I thought the basketball courts were.
So let's look at this. All right, let's look at the image again. All right, so here, this is this area right here, right? He may have climbed somewhere here, and this was the watchtower that was circled. Is that correct? Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's right in the middle of those two buildings.
Yeah. So here, and then the bush line.
I wonder if that, like, if you can do street view and get right next to the building to look.
No, I tried. There's not one there. So the thing is, I mean, you have a watchtower here that looks out at both angles, and a watchtower here looking here. So what the hell do you do? Climb down here and run straight at it? You know what I mean? And then come around it? Because you have a window here. I would assume you have one here too. You can see the window there. Should be one there. I mean, if he jumped off the roof here, ran straight at it, underneath it, and then book it as fast as you can to this tree line. How far is that? Yards. So it's 100 yards, a football field away. It's possible. It's very possible. The concrete flooring with the basketballs. Let's see that. Oh no, I thought this was AC vents. Oh, right. Is this the concrete floor? Oh, there it is. There's the basketball court. So I think she's right. You can barely see it. It's right here along the fence, or not the fence, along the wall, and then you have the fence down this direction here. I see the basketball court. So, man, this tower was right there, and not only was it right there, but like, I don't know, Blue. What are your thoughts on this escape? Does it think about him running right directly through there? I think you're frozen.
I mean, it's a daring escape to do during the day. Like, am I frozen?
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
I think it's my internet, man, on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's daring to be able to do it during the day. It was bright daylight when he did it in the morning too.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to be able to like walk through the middle of the street during the daytime too is crazy. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they catch him soon, man. Like that. You would hate somebody else to get hurt if they can't catch him in time and he tries to, break into somebody's house and there's an altercation or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. So if he climbed up from here, this is where Sonia is saying that he climbed up from, and that this is the watchtower. But this tower here would have visual this direction and would have seen somebody coming out this way. Now, I've seen footage. I've seen officers walking along a fence line and stopping in an area. And it seems like there's quite a bit of open grass around that fence area. I don't think that looks like this area here. I would say maybe this area is possible. Or even this area. It's interesting. Do you think? Boo's not even here anymore. Oh my gosh, the internet! You gotta love it, right? Maybe no one was in that one. Well, it didn't seem like it. Based on the description from the officers, they stated that the watchtower guard didn't see the person or report him, unlike the situation that happened a month earlier where an inmate did the similar tactic to get out. He was seen by the watchtower guard and they reported he was apprehended within 5 minutes. So in this scenario, that didn't happen. The person either didn't see him, didn't respond, didn't report, was asleep, preoccupied, whatever the case may have been, but he's on administrative leave pending an investigation. So it sounds like he, at the very least, was somewhat responsible for not so much him fleeing, but not apprehending him much sooner, and the expenses that are now being paid by the state of Pennsylvania to apprehend this guy. Let me see.
Yeah. Hopefully, my damn phone keeps cutting off. I can't hear like crud, man. But
No,
I'm
you're
gonna have to
fine.
get off here in a few minutes, anyways. I gotta get ready for work.
You're good, man.
Hopefully everybody's having a good night. Sorry, guys. Okay. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. Canadian True Crime Buff comes in with saying, "Welcome to the Drunk Turkey Show. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell." Yeah, guys, can you please do that? That we'd appreciate it. If you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, get this content into the algorithm. Tomorrow morning, I will be posting a shorter version of this, an edited version. If you guys want to catch everything all included in one, it'll be out tomorrow. That's what I've been doing with the recent live videos. Is the next day we'll take a edited, shortened version, just the facts, no dead air, and put that out there for y'all's enjoyment. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them now. If not, I'll be probably heading out here pretty soon myself. But this is the case. This is where Danelo Cavalcante escaped from and still remains large today. We'll be giving updates on this case all the way through until his apprehension. I suspect that he could have jumped on a train. I don't know. He just seems to be going like in a big circle everywhere he goes. That could be because he has no way of knowing which direction he's going. That's a possibility. But yeah, I think that's a possibility. He just doesn't know where he's going. Or maybe he is from the area, or he has been in the area. I believe the incident with his wife or ex-girlfriend, I think it happened like maybe an hour away or something like that. It wasn't very far from here. So I don't know. He just might be going in circles. Let's see. My favorite color, black and gold from the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know it. He's losing direction. I think that's a good possibility. Do you think he's on a mission trying to get to someone? I mean, the only place that I can think of him going to is trying to get back to Brazil. Now, I know that the law enforcement blasted out a message in the area where they thought he was at from his mother, basically saying to surrender. But I think he's trying to get back to Brazil. I don't know if there's a specific person helping him or anything like that, but I think he's just trying to get back using the same means as how he got here, basically. The irony of this, thousands of dollars are being spent on freeing the suspect in Idaho, and thousands of money are being spent on capturing this guy in Pennsylvania, already under lock and key once upon. And it's a lot of money being spent in both cases. That's true. Well, I think that's going to be the last one that we're going to do today. I want to thank everybody that has participated, all the members, all the mods. I encourage you, if you're not a member, to join the membership. We'll be doing another live, probably maybe this weekend. It's the Steelers play on Sunday, so I'll probably be watching that game. Maybe Sunday night, I'll be able to get back on, and we'll do a members only live where we'll do maybe a couple of giveaways. Well, we'll see. But I'll be covering the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be doing a post game show. So if you guys are Steeler fans, follow my other channel called State of the Steelers, and also start working on a podcaster there and an audio producer for them as well. I got a lot of different shows that I do. I'm a busy man. Scale 1 to 10 as well. Me and my wife, we do that one as well. We have another show coming out here pretty soon. But thank you guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And in fact, the board, I'll be there in Pittsburgh week 2 watching the Steelers take on the Browns. I'll be looking forward to that game. I was at the last Browns Pittsburgh Steelers game last year, week 18, the last week of the year. It was a very good game for me to be at. You guys, we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out, y'all.